It wasn't the slap that shook me. Not really. It was the silence that followed. Her fingers barely left my cheek before the room froze, as if the air itself had stopped breathing. Not shock. No, it was worse than that. Everyone just kept eating. The scrape of forks and knives resumed like a paused movie unspooling. Even the dog, that loyal idiot, stayed quiet. My wife looked at me, not with guilt, not with worry, but with that hollow, rehearsed irritation she saves for things that ruin her perfect little world. "You're overreacting," she murmured. Quiet enough so the others wouldn't hear, but loud enough to carve into my skull. Across the table, her sister smirked, the kind of smirk that made my stomach turn cold. Then a chair scraped. My brother, still in his military uniform, ribbons heavy on his chest, stood up. He didn't raise his voice. Didn't need to. He just looked at her, then at her sister. One slow, measured breath. Then he said, "Get out." Not a plea. Not a suggestion, an order. And they obeyed. But this moment didn't appear out of nowhere. It started months ago, with a text that wasn't meant for me. I was folding laundry. The irony, domesticity, the illusion of calm. Her phone lit up on the counter. A message from her sister. The preview read, "He doesn't suspect a thing. LOL. You're actually insane for this." I didn't touch it. Didn't need to. The timeline started unspooling in my mind. Late nights at work. Business trips that conveniently matched her sister's weekend getaways. Inside jokes they never bothered to explain. The memory of her laughing too hard at some comment her sister made about my cologne. I stood there, towel in hand, heart slow, thoughts racing like wildfire. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is for the desperate. I had something more powerful now, suspicion and time. The investigation began small. A login here, a shared cloud account there. I watched their messages unfold like a cowardly script. Last night had been risky, but I needed to see for myself. He was right down the hall. "I don't even feel guilty anymore. Do you?" They joked about me, about my habits, about how predictable I was, how easy it was to lie to someone who trusted you completely. I studied them like a hunter tracks prey. I traced dates, backtracked messages, matched hotel receipts with timestamps, calendar entries, even a blurry selfie in a hotel mirror. Her face partially hidden, but not enough. And her sister's hand, clear, undeniable. The hotel staff didn't lie either. When I called, pretending to be a husband planning a surprise, they confirmed, same room, 2 guests, 3 visits that month. I expected rage, but all I felt was precision, like a clock ticking toward detonation. I had it all. Screenshots, logs, hotel confirmations, the selfie. But I didn't yell. I placed the folder on the bed one evening, sat in the chair across the room, and waited. She walked in from yoga class, hair damp, skin glowing, blissfully unaware. I pointed to the folder. "Open it." She flipped through each page, slow, deliberate. By the 3rd page, her hand trembled. And then she looked up. For the first time in our marriage, she was silent. Not because she didn't know what to say, but because there was nothing left to lie about. I didn't yell. I didn't ask why. I just watched her break, without touching a thing. Christmas dinner came, as if nothing had changed. I smiled, cooked, poured wine. I even invited her sister. I wanted them to feel safe. The night before, I told my brother everything. He didn't speak for a full minute, then said, "Tell me when." At the table, it began with a joke. Her sister, feeling bold, mocked how quiet I'd been lately. Said maybe I was getting boring. Then before I even realized it, she slapped me. I don't even remember why. Something about tone, a look in my eyes. But that moment was when my brother stood. "Get out." They vanished like shadows fleeing the light. I never spoke to either of them again. The house was quiet afterward, not peaceful, just empty in a way I could finally understand. I burned the folder. Didn't need it anymore. The evidence had already done its work. She tried reaching out once. Left a voicemail, cried. I didn't listen past the first second. My brother and I drank whiskey that night. He didn't ask if I was okay. Didn't need to. Some wounds aren't meant to heal. They harden, like scar tissue, like memory. Like the last word I never gave her, because silence was louder, colder, sharper than anything I could have said.